computer. Okay, we're recording. Welcome to Alternative Health Talk with Denise, Otten, and doctors and scientists. And tonight we're talking how to heal IBS, thyroid, rheumatoid arthritis, rosacea, and much, much more with Dr. Sonia Van Kerckhoven. I hope I did that right.
Yes, perfect.
PhD in cellular and molecular biology, MSc in nutrition, so she's a nutrition expert, and an expert in medical genetics. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in America and across the globe. When you're eating Thanksgiving Day dinner, please remember to stick to a healthy way of living. And also tonight, Dr. Sonia is going to talk to us all the way from Spain. Yay!
Hello, hi.
She helps people all over the world reverse their autoimmune issues, and her company is Verelst. It's the fabulous vitamin company that I keep on talking about. I love many of their products, and even though they're from Spain, they just happen to be different from the ones I found in America. So welcome, Dr. Sonia. Yay!
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I appreciate all the way from Spain. But also your products are wonderful. I'm a very picky person. When I recommend holistic vitamins to people in my community, you know as well as I do, vitamin companies across the world are oftentimes very, very cheap, and they're not high quality. So tell us how you got into holistic health when you're a biologist.
Well, I wasn't biology as a first career. I started as a hobby, more or less, when I was turning 30, 35. I wanted some excitement in my life. And I thought, well, let's study something about animals and plants. I just wanted to know some more about life. And then, so I went to Spain to university, the first year of biology. And I got so fascinated with how interesting life is, how everything clicks together, how complex it is also. And then I got introduced to laboratory work, experiments, and then I just wanted to know more and more, and I started a PhD. I did some practical experience in a hospital, meeting people with immune problems. And so I just got fascinated and started making a career out of it.
So you learned about the holistic side too?
Yes.
And did you have any health problems that
No,
helped you to transition, or is it just that you saw so many people with autoimmune problems?
Exactly. Me, myself, not. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm very lucky. But what happened was that actually my father died pretty young in an accident. And then I thought, well, life is so important. You must enjoy every day of it.
Yes.
And many people have so many problems that they cannot really enjoy life. They cannot travel, or they cannot go out when they want to. And then when I started to learn how all metabolic reactions and genetics, it kind of clicked together, like everything is related.
Right.
It's not just one thing you can solve. I mean, you have to look at your life as complete thing, mental health, physical activity, it's all important. No?
Yes. Oh, God, I totally agree. And I talk about it all the time. It's not just what you eat, it's what you think. It's how you move. You have to always be positive and upbeat. But also, you had a way of, you started Verelst later on in life. So why did you start the company?
Well, after finishing my studies and doing my PhD, first I worked a while for a pharmaceutical company. But then I thought with all this knowledge that I have, and I found that it's not being used as it could be used. You can do so much more with it. So that's why me and my partner, we decided to do something ourselves. But we started with genetic analysis first. Because I was seeing that most problems that people have, they are related with small genetic variations that make, for instance, that you cannot digest something properly, or you cannot metabolize another thing, or just small things. And if you know what that is, then you have a higher probability of finding a solution for it.
Right. So that's where you came up with it's called the DNA decoder in her company. By the way, it's verelst.com. What is the
well, we have a website, verelstgenetics.com, with a hyphen in between, verelst-genetics.com.
Okay, Verelst is VERELST.
Correct. Yes.
hyphen genetics.com. Now, I'm one of those people that believes in epigenetics also.
Yes.
So talk to us about how you incorporate epigenetics, which is the science of what's around the surrounding environment around the cell or around the person. So
Yes.
our environment has a lot to do with our health.
Exactly.
So talk to us about how you incorporate that in healthy.
Well, of course, we are all born with a set of genes which can have mutations, and that's rather fixed. So we still cannot change our DNA that we are born with.
Right.
But that's only a small part of our health.
Right.
Because there's an interaction, whatever we do, how we feel, our activity, and the food, it interacts, it gives signals to our DNA to express a gene. So the genes we have like 22,000, but not every cell expresses every gene.
Right.
The body only produces what it needs at a certain moment.
Right.
So for instance, I say, if you are on a diet where you don't eat a lot of carbs, your body is not going to make all the enzyme it needs to digest and to metabolize the carbs. It's going to focus more on the lipids, for instance. So the genes are expressed according to what we eat and what we do.
Okay.
And
so that's why, go ahead.
That's why the environment, it determines which proteins we make, which enzymes we make, and how well they're going, how many of them we are going to have ready to act.
Okay, and
so
the
if
DNA.
You do not stimulate them,
Right.
if you do not stimulate them, you're not going to have enough genes expressed, not enough proteins to do what their function.
Very interesting. If you don't stimulate them enough.
exactly.
Okay, so the DNA decoder is one of the products that you make that I find fascinating because that helps you to absorb your vitamins more efficiently, right?
Yes, exactly.
Can you explain how that works?
Yes, so one of, when we started our genetics company, we did DNA analysis, just figuring out what metabolic pathways people were having problems with, where they had small variations. And then we found that many people have a limited capacity to metabolize B-complex vitamins, especially vitamin B9 and B12, for instance.
Yes.
And those vitamins especially are very important as epigenetics. Those are the vitamins that we need enough of to keep our DNA under control, to make sure that our genes are correctly expressed.
Right.
So you can imagine, if you don't have enough of the B vitamins, you automatically have a problem with your genetic expression, with the epigenetics. So we found that this was a major problem in almost 40% of the population. And to solve that, if you provide, for instance, methylfolate instead of the normal folic acid, you actually circumvent the problem in the digestion and the absorption. And because this is such a basic mechanism for all metabolic reactions, you can help so many people with different symptoms because it comes to this basic subject of the methylation cycle.
Right.
So the DNA decoded, we put in the B vitamins, but in the form that they are already active in the body. So with the methylated form and the phosphorylated form, instead of the raw vitamins that still need to be metabolized.
Gotcha.
And that is why they're active for everybody, whether you have a genetic incapacity or not.
So would you say, and this, I was speaking to Lee Dawson about this fabulous product, and he explained it to me in a basic way, but I want you to explain it a little bit more detailed. So if you have a problem methylating, let's say, for instance, minerals, because people are so deficient in minerals that they can't absorb them. They just can't absorb them. If you have low iron, you can't even absorb iron if you're eating it. So this little tiny bit of information is important for absorbing. Will it help you absorb minerals better?
Yes, because the whole it stimulates the whole metabolic reaction of everything, also the enzymes, so the synthesis of enzymes that you need to digest.
Yes, that's my next question. Digestive enzymes. Will it help with digestive enzymes?
Yes, because these are also made from your genes, and your genes need to be stimulated, and they need these vitamins to be stimulated. So the enzymes will be made better if you provide a correct nutrition with the B vitamins in their active form, like we have in a product DNA Decoded.
Now, in this product, do you also, the question that I had, or that Lee was telling me, is that there's actually a percentage that you end up, if you're on this product, many people, and you've tested, have absorbed even more of their nutrients, and there's a percentage in there. How much would...
Yes, like about 60% more. Would always absorb 60% more at least. But
So
for instance, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm interested in the science that you figured out, that you came upon.
Yes, because well, to start with, we figured out that people that have this deficiency in metabolizing folic acid, to be able to work well with their natural diet, they would need to take 4 times as much vitamin B9 to obtain the same efficiency as other people that don't have that efficiency.
Wow.
But then by taking the methylfolate directly, you can almost double the absorption rate. It's like it's really improved. It goes a lot faster. The enzymes in your stomach, they work better. You have a higher quantity, so you really get like 60 to 200% improvement actually. Generally 60, but we've had people that improve like double the capacity.
Wow. Maybe that's why I'm more sensitive to the vitamins that I'm taking now. I'm noticing that
Yeah.
I don't need the amount that I was taking before. Like with my rheumatoid arthritis, I take curcumin and fish oil, but I don't seem to need it as often, and I seem to be fine. Is
It
that...
also stimulates so you actually probably need less of everything because your reactions are running more efficiently.
It just seems that I have been in the last, and I only take 1 pill a day. I don't take 2. Some people need 1, some people take 2.
Yeah, 1 is enough. Yeah,
And
we've calculated it. 1 is enough, exactly.
And that 1 DNA decoder a day seems to help me absorb my vitamins. And I'm just talking about what I can feel. I don't really know what's going on in my body. I know that my thyroid is benefiting it also because sometimes I take thyroid vitamins instead. I have no thyroid anymore. And what I did, and I don't advise you to do this without a doctor's help, but I took myself off thyroid medication and I put myself on thyroid vitamins, and I was taking maybe 7 different vitamins, not 7 different ones, 7 thyroid vitamins a day to equal 1 drug, and it worked. It's fine.
Yeah.
But now I notice that I don't have to take all 7. I just need like 4, and I'm okay. And I think that it's the difference because I added this 1 vitamin in.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, because it puts many metabolic reactions to a higher efficiency. So you're going to have an improvement also in your red blood cells, you're an improvement in your hormones, and all of that works together to improve general system, the whole system of the body. Yeah?
So now the question is, does it work the same way when you're on medications? Because a lot of people are on high blood pressure medicine. Would it change the blood pressure medicine and you'd have to change the medicine?
Well, eventually I think so, because like I say, high blood pressure, it is also a consequence. It's not a disease on its own. It's a consequence of something else, of not one thing, but many problems actually. Can be a problem with salt, can be a problem with the veins that are not flexible enough, or many things. So if you start by improving all those basic things, and then you combine with physical activity to stimulate the blood flow, in the end, if you have a healthy lifestyle like that, you can diminish the medication.
I'm going to get 10 boxes of the DNA decoder. Give it to everybody I know. But let me ask you, how do you... Okay, so let's just go straight to some of the issues, because I really love that this can probably help people. When you get on vitamins, it'll probably help them heal more efficiently, or at least 60% more. So you deal with IBS. Now, Thanksgiving's coming in America, and people are going to start to eat really junky foods. Like, they shouldn't be eating the stuffing. They should make their own wheat-free stuffing. I'm all about no wheat, no dairy. So no wheat in the stuffing, please make your own. But if you have IBS, we know somebody who has IBS. So what are some of the things you suggest to do?
Well, we also do genetic testing, which is also a suggestion, of course. Then you have a better idea where the flaws are.
Okay.
But without a genetic test, sometimes, of course, if you go to the doctors, they always the first thing they do is always the same treatment for everybody.
Yes.
They don't think about whether the real problem is actually a genetic mutation or whether it is the epigenetics. So I always suggest start with changing the epigenetics and see if that maybe is a solution for you. And for most cases, it works. So the thing is, make sure you get all your vitamins you need. If you want to have a genetic test to see which one you need more of or less, because that's something we can see. But if not, just make sure you have plenty of everything. You're not short on anything. So vitamin B supplements. Also for a balanced immune system. Vitamin C is very important, vitamin D, vitamin E, because they interact directly with immune system cells, no? And then you've got like the molecules that are related with inflammation, like interferon, interleucin, and those are technical names. But these are also proteins that are made by our genes, that are made influenced by the epigenetics. So if we eat wrong, if you've got too much of a certain thing or too little of something else, these molecules, they're going to be expressed too much or too little, and they're causing inflammation. Those are the signaling molecules that are going to say, hey, something's wrong here, this tissue, bring in the army, and you're going to get tissue damage.
So are you suggesting, then reduce the inflammatory foods?
Yes,
like
if you find out what is causing inflammation, reduce these ones and make sure that you have all the other necessary ingredients to be in perfect health, to keep your cells as strong as possible. Also, antioxidants are very important. Then hence also the vitamin C as antioxidants.
Right. Antioxidants are the best, yes. I just say usually in general, I want people to get off all wheat and all dairy because the wheat is very inflammatory.
Yes, for inflammatory, that is a main trigger of inflammation, yes.
And then, of course, the grains that are similar to that. So your barley, your buckwheat, even though buckwheat is a seed, your bulgur, which a lot of people eat tabbouleh.
Everything that contains gluten, of course.
Right, which includes the oats too, rye oats. But all those are inflammatory. Do you have a genetic test kit that you sell?
Yes, we sell on our website. We also sell a genetic test. That is sold for €350. But we also have the option to upgrade to what we call a personalized supplement set. So that includes the genetic tests, and then we produce vitamins that are especially designed for you. That contain everything that you need, what you need more of. We put in more. And we supply that in a supply for 1 year. So if you would buy the genetic test plus the vitamins, you get a box with 12 little bottles. Each contains 31 tablets. So you take 1 tablet a day, and then you are sure that you've got everything you need. You don't need to wonder, am I getting enough of this or that? It is adapted to who you are and your genetics.
This is totally something that people don't know about in America because they're just trying to fix one thing. So if we didn't go on the whole protocol, the €350, which actually turns out to be about 400 American dollars, approximately.
Like
if you had, because a lot of people aren't working now, so they have a lower budget, what would be something in your arsenal that you would suggest is a good way to start?
We also have a product that actually combines most of the vitamins and antioxidants in one product. It's called DNA Pro Advanced Cell Care.
DNA Pro what?
Advanced Cell Care.
Okay, self-care. Okay. By the way, your sun is coming onto your face, so I can't really see you. There you
maybe
go.
if I move a little
There
bit.
you go. Sorry.
Yeah, I can see that the sun is moving there.
Yeah,
Right.
we were
This
losing
is
your
better,
face.
no?
Perfect.
Okay.
I like to
Okay.
see you when you talk. So the cell, tell me what it is again, so I'll write it
DNA
down.
Pro Advanced Cell Care.
Okay, DNA Pro Advanced Cell Care. I'll
Yes.
put that up in the I'll put it up next to your website underneath this when I post this. So
Okay.
so this DNA Cell Pro will give us what? What will it offer us?
It contains the B complex vitamins in the active form, so that they will help to speed up the absorption and the metabolism of all the vitamins. Also vitamins A, D, E, K, and vitamin C, extra cleaning of the body. On top of that, it also has N-acetylcysteine, which is the precursor for
NAC.
glutathione.
Love
Yes,
it.
you know
Love
that
it.
one, eh?
Love NAC.
NAC. Exactly. That's helping the body to make glutathione, which is
Yes.
very important to clean up all of the toxic molecules,
Yes.
to clean up metabolic reactions, waste
Right.
products.
I
Keeps the
love
health of the cells healthy.
I always suggest anyone over 45 to use, or if they have a liver issue, to use alpha
Yes.
lipoic. And alpha lipoic from Europe is oftentimes, it helps you produce your glutathione also. So
Yes.
kind of like NAC, but a little bit different.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an essential, I mean, a fatty acid. So indeed, the
Yes.
body cannot make it. So you always a little bit of extra.
Right, right. Well, the body makes the alpha lipoic. It can't make the NAC. What she's trying to say is that your body needs to produce its own glutathione, and the
Yes,
NAC
exactly.
helps you to produce your glutathione.
Yes, exactly.
This is all good stuff, all beautiful, healthy stuff. Now, you know, one thing that I wasn't successful with, or I haven't, let's just say I haven't had any clients with, rosacea. You actually reverse rosacea in some
Yes, I
cases.
had a client and he was having a lot of problems, but in his case, it turned out to be associated with gluten. You've got people that when they have gluten, but then with his diet, he was staying on the same diet, but I gave him the DNA balanced, which are vitamins A, D, K, and C, and also some omega-3 in there. And he immediately improved immediately. So he maintained the same diet as before, but
Really?
just with these few little supplements, one supplement that contains a few ingredients, he managed to calm down the expression of his immune reactions, and
Fascinating.
rosacea completely disappeared.
Rosacea, yes. So tell all your friends about this video if they have rosacea. This is really important. And the vitamin that you suggested, is it on your website or is it
Yeah,
several different ones?
it's called DNA balanced.
Okay, DNA balance. Because I have the decoder. So is that decoder in that DNA balance?
No, Decoded is a different one. That's more, that's the active B vitamins that help you with the absorption, digestion. They're more related to those kind of problems.
Okay.
And
I
then
noticed
yeah, sorry.
I noticed that I can't take it at night. I accidentally took it at night once and I was like
Yeah,
a little
it
hyper.
gives you more energy, right? Because it speeds up the whole energy producing process. So
Yeah.
it's best to take it in the morning with breakfast or lunch,
Yes.
but
Yes.
dinner would
Because
be a bit.
I was like, why did I do this? Oh my God. I thought, oh, well, I'll just take this. It's a little tiny pill. It's so little, you think that it's harmless. Oh, I could take it before bed.
No.
Because I had a late dinner. It was like 8:30 or 9 and I went to sleep by 10 and I could not fall asleep. I was like, oh, it's got to be that vitamin.
No, that's why it gives you energy. For people with lack of energy, it helps, but take it in the morning better, yes.
It did. I was very impressed. I was telling you, I was very impressed. I said, okay, I got to tell her that thing. Um, the other thing is you often speak to or help people with the thyroid. I really want to talk about thyroid. I can't tell you how many people have thyroid issues. A lot of women, fewer men, but oh my God, as soon as women start to, and maybe it's because we have so much glyphosate in America. You don't have it so much in Spain.
No, no.
And,
There
and
is,
in Europe, we have
yeah.
so much glyphosate. And Dr. Stephanie Senna from MIT was saying that that is actually a trigger for much of the thyroid
Mhm.
in America.
Yeah.
What
But
do
what,
you
yeah.
suggest?
What I would, well, let's say most of the doctors, they don't, like I said before, they don't really go into looking deeper at what is causing it, whether it's,
Right,
they just think it's a genetic thing, you've got it, so you just supply, you know, the medication and that's it. You
right.
know? But indeed, the diet is so important. It's just a clean diet and as healthy, as natural as possible with nothing processed.
Right.
But I think in America you've got too much processed foods all around. Huh?
You bet.
Yeah.
And also, and I'm going to go back to the wheat. The wheat here is actually worse than in Europe because we have GMO seeds
Mm-hmm.
and we have glyphosate. So when they harvest the wheat, they spray the glyphosate
Yeah.
while it's growing, and then just before harvest, they spray it again. So the
Mm-hmm.
wheat is actually one of the worst things in America for the thyroid because it shuts off the thyroid. The
Yeah.
glyphosate shuts off the thyroid.
Yes.
What are some of the other vitamins you might suggest for the thyroid people?
Well, mostly we also give them the DNA balanced because that's the one that is most important for the immune system and to keep the immune reactions. And we've got very positive comments from people with thyroid problems with the
Good.
DNA balance, of course.
Does it have kelp in it or it doesn't? It just happens to
No. Mm.
balance. So it doesn't even matter that you're not using iodine or kelp. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's nothing in it, but still it works because it's like because these are the vitamins that are particularly working together with your immune cells. And so if you don't keep those under control, that is when you get the problems with the thyroid.
Right. Oh, I totally agree. And I'm
Mhm.
going to try it. I'm going to try your vitamin instead and just see if there's
Please.
if I can make a transition
Mhm.
from the 4 different vitamins that I'm taking to the DNA. What is it? Which one is it? DNA what?
DNA balanced.
Balance. Okay, the DNA balance. So these are all little tips that I like to offer people because so many people don't understand what they need, that actually the foods that you're eating makes a huge difference in
Mhm.
your body, and the absorption of the
Mhm.
food is
Yeah,
critical. It's
of
critical.
course. If
Um,
you have a problem with the absorption, then you can imagine all the rest is going downhill. Because your body needs the building blocks, but also the epigenetics. You need all the vitamins to tell the DNA we need this, we need that. And
right,
if too
right.
much or too little of something creates problems.
Okay, I'm going to switch right away to there's an issue in the world now about, now I know you have an opinion because I spoke to Lee Dawson and he asked you to do the research on masks. Lee is
Mm-hmm.
very against masks, and we
Mm-hmm.
have this whole C virus thing
Yes.
going on. We don't say the word, we just call it a virus. And
Mm-hmm.
many people are really adamant about you've got to wear your mask or
Mm-hmm.
you're going to die, you're going to kill me. So you have studied the health and the risks of wearing it
Mm-hmm.
and not wearing it. What's your opinion?
Well, my opinion is that if you're a very healthy person, athletic person, it's okay. It's not going to kill you, but it does reduce the amount of fresh oxygen that you can get in your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know that some athletes, top athletes, you know, they go through this condition, especially to build up their strength. You know, they go to train in high mountains where you
Yes.
actually have similar conditions where the amount of oxygen is lower. What
Mm-hmm.
it does to your body, it does make you stronger. You start to increase your synthesis of red blood cells,
Yes.
which is okay for a healthy person. But there are
But
so many.
you're absorbing oxygen, not
Yes, but
carbon
yes.
dioxide.
No, exactly, yeah. So you're reducing the amount of oxygen only a little bit, but it does reduce a little bit of the oxygen. And so you're also retaining a little bit more of CO2, which you also, so the balance of oxygen, CO2 is a bit, it's unbalanced, no? You reduce one and you have more of the other, which is more unhealthy, of course. It is more difficult for your body to take that oxygen to all your cells So your tissues, they are under a little bit of stress where they can't function optimally, right?
Right.
So if you want your body to become stronger, you're going to force them to do that, and it will help you create more strength if you want to run a marathon or something.
Right.
But that is only a small amount of people that are in such good health condition that they can take this.
Right.
But a weak person that is already having maybe diabetes, or is a little bit obese, or is having some kidney problems, if those tissues, they lower the amount of available oxygen only a little bit, it's going to be worse. It's going to be more damaging for them. And so for them, I would recommend just don't wear it.
Right.
Unless they're going to put you in jail if you don't or something,
Right.
and just
Right.
put it on for a minute. But it's not, and most, of course, not if you're going to work out, then that could kill you.
Well, actually, there's in the health clubs in America, if they are open, they make you wear masks mostly.
Yeah, that's totally irresponsible, I
Yeah.
think.
I stopped going there because I cannot run on a treadmill or climb a stairmaster with a mask on. I literally will, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe it's just that I'm closing in on 60 and your body's saying,
I know
no,
what you mean,
you need
but you do
oxygen.
feel it, huh? You do feel it. I mean, just if I go to the supermarket, okay, I put it on because otherwise they don't let you in.
Right.
And it's only those few minutes
Right.
you are already starting to feel bad and
Yes.
getting so hot, and
Yes. Yes. I have to
very
rip it off every
uncomfortable.
once in a while and breathe
Yeah,
and
me
then
too.
put it back on. I just can't handle it.
Yeah.
But yes, I totally agree with you. And I just wanted it to come from a scientist, from a PhD
Mhm.
that did the research on it. And I want to just encourage everyone, if you have to get it, fine. There is a new mask that I hear is out there. It's called the TR47, if I'm not mistaken. TR47, could be TR42, but it is a silver mask that is for if it's very lightweight, and it has colloidal silver strains in it, so that you're going to be able to not absorb any germs from anybody else. You know, like if the germs come through the masks, it kills it. If you're sick and your germs go through the mask, the mask kills all the germs because it's made with silver. So that's the newest one. If you have to wear a mask, I just want to tell everybody about it. I learned about it and I said, oh, I must get them. TR 47 masks with silver. And there's also one with copper that apparently it's really good. It's even better, and you can wear it on airplanes if the airplanes allow you. Some airplanes do not allow you to wear copper masks. Don't ask me why, but that's what they say. It's supposed to really filter out all the bad air. So that's a good thing. Anyway, from your point of view, I just wanted to get what you thought about masks, and also want to find out what the Verelst is VERLST hyphen genetics. And I wanted to thank you so much for coming all the way from Spain.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
This is very exciting. I found a woman who's brilliant as well as a PhD, and she's a healer, and she's on the other side of the world. And before you go, do you ever offer your clients an IV of some of these vitamins, like the people who are really, really sick?
No, we don't do that. No,
No.
because
Okay.
that's only a temporary thing, and we believe more in the maintenance, so that you have a constant, not just a peak of something that's good for you.
Absolutely. You know, you have to maintain. Once you get the vitamins in your body, you have to maintain. I
Yeah.
wanted to just thank you so much for coming, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll give you a lot of business, and hopefully you'll heal a lot of people just because they bought your vitamins.
Okay.
So
Thank you very
Dr.
much.
Sonia Kerckhoven,
Van
Kerckhoven,
Kerckhoven.
Kerckhoven,
Yeah.
and from verelsgenetics.com. And please take a look at the website and what she suggested. I will put all the little links underneath this video. In the meantime, take care of yourselves this Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and just love life. Everything is going to be fine and dandy. It will work itself out, and the world will become a better place next year. Just enjoy yourself for now, and we will have another Alternative Health Talk next year, not next year, but next week. I don't know who the scientist will be, but I'm sure it's going to be somebody who's going to be exciting and healer. So take care of yourselves. I love you. Take your vitamin C, D, selenium, and zinc during this season of flus, and you'll be better and better. And drink your colloidal silver. I'm big into colloidal silver. Love you much. Have a great, great Thanksgiving holiday. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going to stop the record first. I got to put the glasses on because I can't see the record button.
Yeah.
Sorry, glasses.